What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. And today we're going to be discussing some potential huge leaked information coming from a very reliable source. This individual has stressed wanting to be anonymous because they are directly connected to a high-ranking Rockstar employee who could get fired for this. But they contacted me a few months ago with this information. We've been talking on and off since. The reason why they wanted to share these details with me was because of the relationship with this Rockstar employee going downhill. I myself have been compiling the details shared over the last couple months and want to break them down with you guys today, but I must stress to take this information with a grain of salt. I personally see this source as very reliable, but they specifically mentioned a lot of the information were ideas being played around with and discussed, so nothing I can say can be considered certain. But before we get into all of this, make sure to consider subscribing, as I'm your best source for everything to do with this next Red Dead title, and turn notifications on so that you don't miss any videos, which could be some breaking news. First off, in November, when we began actually talking, they mentioned to me that Grand Theft Auto 5 story DLC had been worked on and was to be placed in San Fierro. I thought this was crazy to believe because I thought this project had been dead years ago. Then a few weeks later, Yan2295 came out stating Rockstar was considering bringing it back. They recently stated that they still believe it is coming soon after Red Dead Redemption 2's release, and that does back up with the recent news from Take-Two, which does believe that Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online will not impact each other. So if that's the case, why not finally give us the long-awaited DLC? Although in my opinion, it feels like it's a little late for that. But if Rockstar North is in fact running out of ideas, this could provide life to a game that has sold over 75 million copies. And next, I want to move on to some of the main details that were provided from the source involving Red Dead Redemption 2. There's been a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 fans scared that a delay could happen, but this source stated recently to me that as far as they understand, RDR2 is believed to be about done, and Rockstar is currently working on in-game cosmetics, cutscenes, and testing multiplayer. Again, this is news that I'm not surprised to hear, as we've already theorized for a while now that this game is about near completion, which is why we did receive that fall 2017 release window with the teaser trailer, or I guess trailer, from Rockstar, and marketing with that exact date can be seen at many game stores worldwide, and not to mention the TV spots that were launched last year on Sunday Night Football and The Talking Dead. Now, I asked this source if they could confirm some of the leaks that have been going around, and they did say the leaked map is in fact the real deal, which came in April of 2016, and a lot of people have been in doubt of it, and they didn't really elaborate much on it, but they did say it is real. And the most recent leak of Red Dead Redemption 2, which came from 4chan of an apparent Rockstar Games employee saying the game will feature 3 protagonists, is something that they heard being discussed, but they weren't sure if it was true because it was an idea that was being tossed around, and they didn't say it was exactly going to work like Grand Theft Auto 5 because they said something about 3 protagonists being potentially selectable, which is a little interesting. And they also stated that the Rage engine has been heavily worked on, and they most notably mentioned something about occlusion culling and that there's something new about it. But through the trailer, it looks like it is evident that there is a working ecosystem and improved graphics, but they mentioned specifically the movement of animals and that Rockstar themselves are very impressed with animal interactions and movement throughout the open world. But now to some of the other potential features, they did confirm that fishing and swimming will be featured within the game, and that romance options, moonshine, and properties had been discussed. The only story details that were mentioned were that Native Americans will play a big role, and they mentioned something about ancestral native lands being needed for oil, thus causing a conflict between natives and the, I guess, people that live in the area. And now to the last detail that I can share today from this source is that they actually believe a PC version of Red Dead Redemption 2 is not coming anytime soon. Anyway, gang, like I said, take this information as a grain of salt. I again have been collecting this information for the last few months, and I will say the source is clearly connected to this Rockstar employee, but anything can change, and as far as I understand from my conversations with this source, a lot of the information that was discussed and shown to this source was a while ago in 2015 and early 2016, and now they no longer have the insight because of their relationship going south. And I will say it's not a romantic relationship if you think that. But either way, a lot of the information isn't anything insane, but hearing some confirmation that Native Americans will play a bigger role, or while they also noted something about UFO Easter eggs being in the game, I like how Grand Theft Auto 5 had that, are pretty cool things to hear. But I do want to ask what your thoughts are on this in the comment section below. There are a couple things that I did not mention within this video because the source even noted they were just ideas, and some of them were extremely unlikely to happen. But thank you for watching. Make sure to smack that like button if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value. Remember, Outlaws to the end.